tonight, but I'm gonna go to my online store just so I can show you where to find online exclusives. This is stampinup.com, and if you click on online exclusives, it's going to bring you up to a page. By the way, this right here is what we're working on this evening. Hi, Donna from Texas. Hey, Billy. Thank you, Tina. I couldn't remember. It is a month in the fall, but I just don't remember. Maybe November is the correct one. So, yeah, Jean, it is a limited time. It's while supplies last. Now, that certainly doesn't tell you how long you have to order something. And that's just, you know, unfortunately one of those things. But it is limited time for buying, okay? And I don't know what that means. Does it mean that the stamp set's going to be around a month? Is it going to be around 3 months? That I don't know, okay? But if you woke up to the online exclusives, you'll see a tropical leaf punch, tropical leaf punch. And then you'll also find stamp sets. Did you all see these gorgeous, elegant borders dies this morning? Those are on my order. I had to have those, okay? So we'll be playing around with those as well. Hi, Joanne. And I'm just gonna pull out a few things. Like Leslie Claire said, these rhinos are adorable. And you can bundle the rhinos and get the die set to go with it, okay? It is kind of a nice treat, isn't it? And there are a lot of things on the online exclusives that I didn't know about. All right, I ordered this one. This is the Radiating Stitches dies, okay? That's gonna go with everything. And you'll get to see that. We'll definitely use that when it comes in. We've got a brand new kit, and it's called Colorful Kaleidoscope. So I'm pretty excited about this. This is the stamp set that comes with this kit. So that's pretty awesome. Oh, I'm seeing what everybody ordered. Awesome. All right, I'm seeing the comments come in, ladies, with what you may have ordered today. By the way, I thought this gold and silver trim was cording, but it's not. It's an 1/8 of an inch ribbon. I'm not sure if we've had this in the past or not. I didn't put it on my order. I thought it was cording, so I didn't do that. And but anyway, it's ribbon, and I didn't realize that. All right, and then here's that bundle, the Rhino Ready bundle. Tonight, we're using, we're going to be playing around with the Irresistible Blooms, okay? So that's what we're going to do this evening. I've got 2 cards for you, okay? I love the kit too. I've ordered the kit, of course. Let's see, what else? Paper, designer paper, which you're going to see these in person tonight. We've got the alphabet stamp set. By the way, this is another really great kit. It came out February 1. We did this one for bingo, and I gave my customers the option of stamping because the words thanks, the greetings that you see on these cards, they are they're pre-printed. So there's no stamping to this kit, but we had the option of stamping at our bingo event. So Jean, I love it. Jean says I'm going to force her out of retirement with all the products. I know, Jean. I thought the same thing this morning. Let me show you one more thing. If it's still available, they had some circle punches. Now, I checked my inventory, and I already have these punches, so I don't need to order them. But these are circle punches, so if they're still available, check your stash. These are always really, really good to have. Here they are, the 2-inch circle punch and the 1 3/4 inch circle punch, okay? So definitely check those out if you don't have those. They are so, they're just awesome to have when you need to quickly punch something. Hey, Carolyn, how are you? All right, so that's online exclusives. Any questions in regards to online exclusives? Again, it's available while supplies last. You can order through your demonstrator if you don't want to order online. And you're not going to see them in a catalog, okay? They're not going to show up in the new annual catalog that's coming out, and you won't see it in a mini, all right? It's exclusively online, okay? So Margaret wants to order the circle punches. Margaret, don't wait too long because I think they'll go quickly, okay? So just keep that in mind because they're always just so good to have. All right, so that's online exclusives right there. So now I think we're ready for the Irresistible Blooms. The first thing that caught my eye, well, a couple of things. What caught my eye with the stamp set is the font. Absolutely love the font in this set, all right? The next thing that really caught my eye were these two dies. Here's one of the dies right here. I'm gonna show you what it looks like in just a second. And then also this die. So super excited to use those. I'm gonna show you how to use one of those this evening. Let me show you what the dies can do. They are right here. And I'll zoom in a bit. They're Irresistible Blooms dies. And this is what this piece does right here. Isn't this awesome? I just love this look. And then here is that circle. And we're actually going to be making a card with this tonight. Then you'll notice that we've got some stamped leaves and two different sized stamped flowers. And also look at that little stamped leaf. All right. And then you also get these intricate leaves and these leaves that are in addition to the stamp set, okay? So how many of you have this set, and have you made any cards with it yet? Okay. So I can't wait to hear if you've made cards with this or not. All right, let me show you the cards for tonight, okay? We're first going to create a square card. Now this card, I actually cased from the online store. It's one of the samples. So, and I think I've told you this before. Whenever I get a new stamp set, I like to case what Stampin' Up! Has already created because it gets my creative juices flowing. So anyway, so that's what I like to do. Oh, Margaret's waiting on hers to be delivered. Jean doesn't have it yet. All right, I'm so glad everybody's enjoying it. Great. So this is our square card tonight. And then I created this card. So I'm hoping you like it. We're gonna make both of these tonight, and I'll show you how to do that, okay? Now let's look at the designer paper because I really want to dig into the designer paper. There may be a few things that you don't know about. Leslie Claire says she made a shaker card using the circle die cut. Oh, send me a picture, Leslie Claire. You know I need to see it. That's what I always tell you, ladies. All right, let me grab the paper. Excuse my reach. I want to give you the coordinating colors for this, okay? Hang on here. This is hard to pick up. I'm having a hard time picking it up, okay? By the way, Sonia, you won last Thursday's bookmark card, and I will do my best to get it in the mail this week, okay? I haven't done that yet, but congratulations. Congratulations, you won the bookmark card last Wednesday night. All right, so coordinating colors. We're looking at Daffodil Delight, and you can even see some yellow here. Flirty Flamingo, Lost Lagoon. I pulled out, this is a retiring in color. It retired a few years back. Do you all still have your ink pad? So Lost Lagoon, I pulled mine out today. It also coordinates with Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, which we're going to use tonight. We'll use that ink tonight, and then Soft Seafoam. So you get 4 of these, okay? So 4 of each sheet. Here's another one. Here's that pretty peacock right there. And so again, 4 of each sheet. Look at this piece. Isn't this pretty? And you can see the Daffodil Delight and the Petal Pink. That's what that one looks like. I've already cut into mine, so I don't have 4 of everything. Here's another piece. And here's the opposite side. Now you can see the soft seafoam and the pretty peacock. So that's a really pretty piece. Here is another piece right here. And I'm going to set that aside. There's the opposite side. Yes, I don't have any cardstock, Sonia. I've got the ink pads and a little sample of cardstock, and that's it. So in this designer paper, you're going to see Daffodil Delight and the pretty peacock, although that could be Lost Lagoon. There's the opposite side. Here's another beautiful piece. Isn't that pretty? There's the opposite side of that. Oh, wow. So, yeah, so pretty peacock wasn't that long ago, was it? This is the soft seafoam here. Isn't that pretty? There's the back of it. And here's pretty peacock right here. And there's the opposite side of that one. I'm going to pull this sheet. We need it for something else tonight. There's the opposite side of that. Ooh, yes, Donna, they do. Donna just asked a big question. Do the dies cut the flowers? Yes, they do, and I'm going to show you that next, Donna. That's why I was pulling that paper out. Look at this piece. This is the opposite side, and I'm going to pull that one out, all right? So that's the paper. It's 48 sheets. And we've got 2 of the retired end colors that are in it. All right. Okay. So the next thing I want to show you, besides the grid paper, I'm going to show you what the paper does. Okay, and I might have to zoom out a little bit for this. Whoops, I'm zooming in and not out. Okay. Let's zoom out. All right. I'm just having the hardest time picking things up. Okay, so there are 2 designer paper sheets. This one and this one, okay? And there are 2 flower dies. There are 2 different size flowers in each of the designer papers. And there are 2 different size dies. And guess what? You can cut out all of the flowers. All right. So for this one, here's one of the flowers. Here's a flower. There's the same size again. I've already used some of them, and we're going to use some more of them tonight. Okay, but this sheet of paper right here will cut out these flowers, okay? I know, isn't this awesome? So this is what I would recommend, okay? When you get your paper pack and your dies, go ahead, take 1 sheet of the designer paper and cut out all of the flowers on that sheet, because you can use these on cards, which is exactly what we're doing tonight, okay? All right, so that's that one, not done. Let me gather these. I'll set them aside because we're going to use them tonight. Now we have this beautiful piece of paper, okay? And again, I have cut out the flowers from the designer paper. I cut out the entire piece. So here's the entire piece. I cut it out, all right? And this is what I have from it. Now, I may have used it on a card that I'm showing tonight, okay? So there it is, right there. So you have, you'll get 4 of this sheet. You'll get 4 of this sheet. The back is just as beautiful, okay? But at least take 1 of each sheet, cut out the flowers, and you'll be able to use those on your projects, all right? So it'll be really quick for you to make some cards just with these, all right? I know it does look like blending. I think that's what I like about it, Jean. The background papers on the opposite side. Yeah, it does look like blending. All right, so here we go. Let's look at these leaves, okay? So with the leaves, guess what? We can cut them out. Now, something I did not do tonight, these are 2, let me do this. These are 2 different dies. And I want you to look at this. This is also, there's a die to cut out this small little flower, okay? I just didn't do that. But this is an idea of what that looks like and how you can cut out all the different leaves. I don't think it has a direction. So let's see if, yeah, there we go. All right, so these are all the different leaves that I have now. Okay, isn't this awesome? Now I'm ready to make some cards and I can use these pieces. Isn't that great? All right, so there's still another sheet. Here is another sheet right here. This is what it looks like before it's cut out. And then again, you've got that small piece you can cut out as well as the others. I'm going to move this and show you some leaves. Here's a leaf. Again, I did not cut out all of them, but it was very easy to do. I was able to cut 2 at a time. All right, and I think this one went with the other designer paper. Okay. Yes, you could. So Joanne has a great suggestion. You could cut out the ones in the corner and use it on the corner of your card. That is clear as mud, Joanne. I know exactly what you're saying. And also, for example, if you take this sheet, see that flower, cut it out, you can tuck this under another flower. And so you'll be able to use this one too. So yeah, absolutely. All right, so I'm gonna move these and then we're gonna be all ready to get started with our cards tonight. All right. I'm just trying to pick up all my leaves. Okay. All right, so our first card tonight is actually a square card. So we're going to cut it a little bit differently, and I'm going to show you how to do that, okay? I'm actually going to start with Evening Evergreen because I do not have Pretty Peacock, okay? That's a retired in color that I'm assuming is coming back, and this is what Pretty Peacock looks like. Okay, so Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock. All right, hi Cheryl, welcome. All right, so let's bring in our paper trimmer so that we can create a square card. And I am going to cut this. And by the way, I'm on the 11-inch side, okay? All right, so I'm on the 11-inch side, and I am going to cut this at 4 1/4. All right? And this is the 8 1/2-inch side right here now, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4, and that will make it a square card. Did everybody get that? All right, just like that, and you've got a square card, okay? Oh, Carolyn says peacock was her favorite. Oh, I love all the greens anyway. Green is my favorite color. So yeah, I'm pretty partial to those. Now this cardstock is not pretty peacock because I didn't have any. This is evening evergreen. All right, so that's what I chose to use for that. All right, so the next thing we want to do is we want to get our die out. So let's find the die. It's right here. Love this. Love, love, love. And I have a sheet of basic white cardstock, and this measures 4 by 4 inches. Because remember, we're working with a square card. Okay, so it's 4 by 4 inches. So this is for your basic white, and for your evening evergreen, it's 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. All right, so I'm gonna grab our stamping machine here, our cut emboss machine, and I'm gonna grab our plates that we need. I'm going to put the square right here. You know what? I think I can zoom out. Can I? Or am I already zoomed out? Maybe I'm zoomed out as far as I can be. Okay. Alrighty. Now I'm going to put this right in the center of this cardstock. Okay? And you all know my technique. I just hold my breath and roll it through and hope that it stays in the same place. And it works pretty well most of the time. All right, so here we go. We're gonna roll this through, just like that. And we'll just check it. We'll make sure that it cut all the way through, and it must have. There we go. I'll set this aside. You can use this as a scrap piece of white paper. I'm gonna move this. All right, I'm going to bring in my little trash can here. And let's see. Let's get rid of all the little pieces and parts. Hi, Louise. Hi, Peggy. Thanks for joining us. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put this away. Oh, you're kidding, Donna. Square cards are fun. There's also a technique, Donna, where you can create a square envelope. I have done that before, but it's been a few years. But gosh, maybe I'll have to do that. So there is a way that you can make a square card. All right, but I hadn't planned on that tonight. So, all right, so this is done. Let me get the bone folder here. So that'll lay flat, and we're going to need a piece of designer paper. I know, I just love the way it cuts it. It's just so beautiful. All right, so this is designer paper, all right, from the Irresistible Blooms package. And this should measure 4 by 4, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. It's 4 by 4. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to add some adhesive. Yes, Leslie Claire, I had forgotten that square cards do cost more. I don't know why. I don't really understand that. But anyway, you could create a square card to put inside of a gift bag if you wanted. So they do come in handy, you know, without mailing it, right? All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add this to the back. All right. All right. And there we go. Now I can see a little bit of my designer paper right there. So I'm just going to trim. And you could make your designer paper a little less than 4 by 4 if you want. And then you wouldn't have to worry about trimming the excess off. but that'll pretty much take care of that. And now I'm going to adhere it to the square card base. Again, I found this card on the Stampin' Up online store, okay? By the way, I've had this for a month and I just started playing around with it today. It's just been so busy. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a pink flower. And guess what? I have all these beautiful pink flowers that I cut out using the die and using the designer paper. So this will be a great way for you to actually start, okay? So if you haven't started playing around with your new set yet, when you get it, cut out a bunch of flowers, get that done, and then you can make some really quick cards, okay? Because sometimes we need a quick card, right? I know I do. Sometimes I don't have the time, you know, to invest a lot of time into one card. So I'm going to add the flower about right there, all right? And I'm going to add some leaves, and I think I'm going to add this, and I'm just going to add a couple of glue dots to the back. I'm having the hardest time picking up stuff today. Yes, it could definitely be a wreath. Yes, very good thinking, Anita. Anita says if you cut the circles from the outer frame, it can be used as a wreath. Yeah, I'm using the bigger flower on this, Laura. You can certainly use a small one. You could even use 2 small ones, okay? All right. Now, I actually cut a strip from the designer paper, so don't throw away these little strips because they're great for stamping your greetings on, okay? Keep those. I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo ink. And I'm going to stamp that right there. And this is too long, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just trim it. This is going to get tucked under. Let me trim it a little bit more. All right. Oh, thanks, Mary Kay. Thank you. I just cased it from the online store. I really liked it. And so that's all I did. All right, we're going to tuck this under right about here, okay? And now we've got, and look, here's the paper left over. I could stamp another hello on this. So definitely keep these little scraps. It looks like blending, okay? That's all it looks like, and you can stamp words on that, all right? I know it is pretty exciting, Diana, that we were gonna have some older colors coming back. Oh, my Aunt Ethel likes this card. I'm so glad. All right, so let's talk about the embellishments that comes with this suite, okay? At first, I thought they had adhesive on the back. They do not. They are called loose frosted dots, okay? Thank you, Carolyn. I'm glad you liked the card. So you get the pretty peacock, or it could be Lost Lagoon color. And then you've got your flirty flamingo, and then you've got a daffodil delight color. They are dome on top, they are flat on the bottom. And so I would recommend Tombow glue or fine tip glue as well. All right, something just a little, you just want very, very little glue. I'm gonna zoom on in so you can see that little dab of glue there? That's all I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use my Take Your Pick tool. Christy, we do not know which colors are returning. In this paper pack, we're using 2 retired colors, Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock. And I'm assuming those 2 will come back because we're using them in this paper pack, but I could be totally wrong, okay? All right, so I'm gonna put another, that's almost too much glue, so be really, really careful with your glue. This is also nice for creating a shaker card, all right? And I'm gonna go ahead. Sometimes you have to take your finger and just grab that so it will hang on to the card. All right. So this, I'm going to put the top on this because we don't want to spill this. This is our first card this evening. All right, so I'll zoom out. You're going to notice that I used different embellishment colors, okay? I'm glad y'all like the card. Thank you. Again, I just started working with this set today, and so I'm still warming up to all the different things that I can do with it. But I'm sure we're going to make some stuff with it next week too, so definitely come back for that, okay? You're welcome, Christy. All right, so that is our square card tonight. We're going to make one more. I'm going to pull my tray out here. Oh, thank you, ladies. I'm so glad you like it. Super easy. Okay, so this would be a really great card for you to start with when you get your goodies, okay? All right, let me zoom out. And this is going to be our next card. Now, this card I actually created myself. Here it is, and I'm using the split card textures, okay? And I meant to check availability. I'm pretty sure this is orderable now. You get the flower piece, and then you get the squares, and I'm using the square tonight, okay? So that's what I'm using this evening. We are starting with a standard card base. And so this card base is 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches. And of course you score right in the middle, which is 5 1/2 inches, all right? I know, I always forget to make different size cards too. I like the square ones, they're great to put with a gift. So I don't necessarily mail the square cards, but I love to put them with a gift. Okay, so again, I'm using Evening Evergreen, okay? This is the cardstock color that I'm using, all right? I'm so glad you're using it all the time, Nancy. That's awesome. All right, now, this right here, your measurement for this sheet of cardstock, it's soft seafoam cardstock, and you want it to measure 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, okay? 5 1/4 inches. Now I'm going to take a few minutes and I'm going to poke out all these little pieces, and then I'm going to show you, I'll show you how to lay the die on your cardstock, okay? All right. Hello, Margot. I just had a few more pieces to pop out. This is one that loves to get all over your floor. All right. Almost there. All right. So how many of you have this die? This is like one of my favorites too. So I had to try it with this particular suite. All right, I think I got them all. I'll show you how to line that up. I decided to go on and cut it so you wouldn't have to watch me poke out all 100 pieces. All right, so for the die, again, the cardstock is 4 inches by 5 1/4. When you cut it, you want to have about a 1/4 inch border on both sides. Okay, so that's all you have to remember when you roll it through your machine. Okay. Oh, yay, Diana. I'm glad your die arrived today. That's awesome. Okay, so there's that. And we are also going to be using another sheet of designer paper. Now this just happens to be, I think I said that right, the same as I used here, okay? For this one, I used a solid without a print. Do you see that? So I used a different designer paper. I might be able to find that one for you. Let me look real quick. Let's see. Okay, so this is what I used. Nope, that's not what I used. It doesn't have yellow in it. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. I thought I would change it up a bit. Here it is. Okay. So this is what I used under the original card, okay? Right here. And now I'm going to use this, all right? So I'm going to give that a try. All right. Okay. So the border is a 1/4 inch, okay? All right, here we go. We are going to add some Tombow liquid glue to the back of this. And I just add it in little places so that it will attach to the designer paper, okay? And then of course over here, I'm gonna do that. Whoops. Again, I'm just adding a few more little pieces right there. And I'm going to add this to the back of the soft seed foam, okay? And there we are. So now let's look at the two because they are going to be a little different. All right. Okay, so that's all ready for me to attach to the card base. I'm going to try something else. We may like it, we may not like it, okay? I am going to use, I call this grunge, and the grunge is part of this stamp set, okay? And I'm going to use some soft sea foam ink, all right? All right. I'm going to ink this up. I want to see how dark it is. Oh, good. It's not too dark. So what I'm doing this time is I'm going to add some of this soft sea foam grunge to our card. All right. We'll see if we like it. We may not like it. It may not turn out the way we want it to. But like I tell everyone, you don't know until you try it, right? I mean, you have no idea. So you just have to try it. All right. So we'll see. We're going to add some flowers in a minute. Yeah, I think both DSPs are good too. I really do. Yeah. I don't think you can go wrong with any of the designer papers for this card for sure. And I'm going to add it to the Pretty Peacock card base. It's not Pretty Peacock. It's Evening Evergreen. I apologize. Evening Evergreen card base. Okay. Oh, I'm glad you like the grunge. Yeah, I thought it would give it a little more depth. Now, here's the crazy thing, ladies. There is no other, well, we're going to stamp the greeting. The flowers are not stamped. Again, I just opened my set today and I'm using these die cut paper flowers. That's all I'm doing. So let's pop them up because that really makes them fun. Hey, Deborah, welcome. I know the grunge is the best, isn't it? It is just the best. I got one more piece there. I can start a new sheet of dimensionals. By the way, I'm going to give this card away tonight, so be sure that you are commenting, all right? Don't forget. I'm actually going to bring that flower up a little bit, so I'm kind of changing it as I go. And I'm going to pop up the little pink flower as well. So let's get that new sheet of dimensionals out. All right. Ooh, splatter. Yep, that would be good, Stacy. You're so right. I'm so glad y'all like the grunge because you know what? I just didn't know. I'm like, I'm going to try it and we'll see if the girls like it. All right, so now we're going to add some leaves, okay? And I just add these with glue dots. I just put a couple of glue dots under it. Wow, everybody's loving the grunge. I am so glad we tried it. See, I almost didn't do that. All right, so glue dots on the back of that. And I'm going to put that leaf about there, okay? And we're going to do another one. This time we'll do a leaf with just two, all right? Yeah, it is a nice color combo. And you know what? I haven't used soft sea foam in ages. Have you all used that color? I can't say I use it a lot. All right. And Sandy likes the DSP with the grunge. Yep, pretty awesome stuff for sure. All right, we're going to add that one there. Okay, so we're almost there. Again, I am taking a scrap piece of the designer paper and I'm going to stamp on it. All right, so let's hope it turns out and I don't have to trim another piece. We're going to use Pretty Peacock. All right. All right, it does add a pop to the card, absolutely. All right, I'm just going to ink this and stamp first. And now I'm going to stamp here. Hopefully it'll be straight. There we go, and that's Pretty Peacock ink. And I didn't re-ink it today. So you know what? It's been hanging out here for quite a while. All right, Tammy's sister. Oh, who is that? Oh, my sister's watching. Oh my gosh, I just noticed. Hello, Stephanie. I have the whole family tonight. My niece is watching, my aunt is watching. All right, now I need you to help me make a decision, okay? If I put this here, I am covering up some of the flower. So that kind of bothers me a little bit. I even thought of maybe putting it up here. You know what? I'm going to put it up here. I already like it. I couldn't decide when I first made it, but I'm kind of liking this because we're getting away and we're not hiding that pink flower so much, all right? Joanne says she doesn't think she's ever used soft sea foam. It's been a long time for me, Joanne. So what do you like? I think I'm liking this card more than this card now. Well, we're going to add some embellishments because that really does make the card pretty. I could try it on an angle. Yes, I could very well put it on an angle. You are so right, Nancy. So the next card that I make, Nancy, I'm going to try it at an angle. Now this card I am going to give away tonight. I think I already told you that. Let's go ahead. We're going to put a little pink there. Just like that. All right, that's the pink one. And let's see, where else do we want to put one? Let's see, I might put one there and I might put one there. All right, I'm really changing things up. Oh, Karen likes the card I just made. Me too, Karen. I'm with you. Carolyn likes both of them. All right, that's good to know. All right, let's put this embellishment here. And then let's add a small one. And I'm going to add the little yellow one right there. Sometimes you have to put your fingernail on it to get it to hold. All right, but it's very doable.